Hi friends, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ebony and I'm a furniture artist, and I specialize in taking neglected pieces of furniture and turning them into something beautiful. So I'm going to be transforming this bedroom set that I found on Facebook Marketplace for free. Now, to be honest, I was very surprised to see that it was still available by the time that I got around to it, but I think it had a lot to do with the pictures that were in the ad. They just really didn't do this set justice at all, but I could definitely see that there was a lot of potential here. So when I got this home, I was just overjoyed. And the first thing I'm doing now is removing all of the hardware. So for the cleaning process, I'm using TSP, hot water, and a scrub brush. Now this brush definitely came in handy when it came to cleaning all of these doors, and this process just took what felt like forever, so I was super excited when I finally finished the last door, but I definitely sped this up for the sake of time. So I just wanted to quickly show you the condition of the top of the dresser before we move on. So now that we're ready to enter into the sanding process, we're actually going to be deep sanding the top of the dresser, the top of the nightstands, and all of the drawer fronts. And then everywhere else, we're just going to scuff sand using a medium grit sandpaper. Okay, so my solution for this is to apply some tape to the back of the nightstands, and then I'm gonna flip them downward and fill in those holes using my Bondo. So you guys know I use Bondo quite a bit. It's a 2-part wood filler, and I'm just gonna mix the two components together and then apply it using a spackle knife. So I'm actually almost out of the brown Bondo here, but I do have some other Bondo on hand, and I'll definitely show you guys me applying the Bondo in a different angle in just one moment. Okay, so now we have finally began the scuff sanding process, but by this point in the day, I'm hot, I'm tired, I'm hungry. As you can see, I've came out of all of my layers. I had on like 3 shirts this morning. I really was ready to take off these boots, but sometimes I just get so caught up in what I'm doing that some things just take too long, such as bathroom breaks, water breaks, lunch breaks. So I'm just working through it. I know I got to do better about that, but I have a goal and I'm determined to reach that goal by the end of the day. So I'm scuff sanding everything using a medium grit sandpaper, and then I'll catch you guys in the next clip. Okay, so I definitely made sure to wipe back all of that sanding dust, and now here I am just spraying my Zenbin shellac based primer with my Central Pneumatic spray gun. So this gun is one that I didn't really use often at all, and so I'm still trying to get more familiar with the controls. But what I will say is this: I think that I definitely save a lot more product when I would roll the primer versus me spraying the primer. And like I've said before, this primer is not cheap. So if you're thinking in terms of saving on cost, I think rolling is the way to go. But this is definitely the quicker way to do it, and it was more convenient, especially when it came to the doors on this dresser. But now that I've primed everything and let it sit, one thing I want to make sure I always do is sand with a fine grit sandpaper. So in this case, I'm using a 400 grit sandpaper, and I'm just sanding everything down nice and smooth, and it makes a world of difference. So if you're wondering, how to achieve a smooth finish, the key is to sand in between using a fine grit sandpaper. So I'm using a 400 grit sandpaper here, and then I'll wipe back the sanding dust, and we will be ready to paint. Okay, so I want to talk to you all about my paint choice for today, but before we get into that, I just want to mention that I've tried a few different things here over the past few months, and what I'm really looking for is just something that's extra durable, extra scuff resistant. One thing that always worries me is delivering a dresser or having someone to pick up a piece of furniture and then getting a nick or a scuff mark. That's just always been my thing. So I'm really looking for a paint that can guarantee scuff resistant durability like never before. So I'm actually using Benjamin Moore's Command, and it's a waterborne acrylic urethane. So 4 things on the can right off the back is that it says it has a dry to the touch time of 15 minutes, a return to service time of 24 hours. It's flexible and block resistant. So my thing was the return to service time really stood out to me. I thought that it was amazing that you can guarantee that I could use my dresser, my nightstands, whatever it is, after 1 day of sitting versus the 30 days that most latex paints guarantee. Another thing is that it says that it's very block resistant, which means that I technically can get away with using this paint without using primer. And then the last thing is that I didn't have to come back and seal the paint. The paint was enough to stand by itself. So for all of those reasons, I was very drawn to this paint. I will say I definitely need to try it out another 1 or 2 more times before I can fully just make up my mind and say this is the winner. I can't say enough about it to make my decision just yet, but it definitely is pricey, which I can understand, and I'm definitely saving by not having to seal the pieces. So it just kind of balances out. But this paint ran about $70 for the gallon. The gallon definitely went very far. I was able to complete this entire project, plus painting everything twice, and I still have a 1/4 gallon left. So I thought that was great. But yeah, with that being said, we're just gonna go ahead and move right along. So it's the next day and it rained the night before. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys back in the house and we're gonna get started there. Okay, so if I'm honest, I completely forgot about the mirrors. I just happened to see them when I was cleaning up my workstation the night before. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start by removing this sticker residue, and I'm gonna use my Goo Gone and a razor blade, and I'm just gonna gently scrape that away. And by the way, I just thought now was a good time to mention that this bedroom set did come with a headboard as well. I won't be flipping that today, but I might actually use it for our home sometime in the near future. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean them both really good, rinse them back, and then I'm gonna scuff sand them both really good, rinse them back, and then I'm gonna tape them off, and they should be ready for paint. Okay, so I typically don't share footage of the second coat of paint, but I just figured why not? So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm gonna also paint everything else one more time, and then I'll be painting the inside of the doors as well. I'm not gonna share all of that, but I just want you guys to know that that's what's taking place right now at 10 o'clock on this day. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly mention that the mirror is okay. It's intact, okay? It just kind of fell out when we were transporting the mirrors outside. And these mirrors are very heavy, so I was able to get that back in there and everything is fine. But it just frustrated me because I spent so much time taping off both of these mirrors. But of course, this was the easier route, so it worked out in the end. And yeah, that's that. Okay, so I just came back from the store and I had to go out and purchase this stain because I didn't really have the color I was going for at home. So I just got this special walnut, about $5 for this can. And I ended up doing 2 coats of stain all over the drawers. And I think I got the look that I was going for. So I was very pleased with that. All right, so to polish up this hardware, I'm just gonna use some white vinegar, some Barkeeper's Friend, some steel wool, boil those up real good, and then just polish them down. That process took so long, my fingers were numb. Basically, if you have like one of those iPhones that accept a fingerprint, my fingerprint wasn't getting accepted, okay? So I'm grateful that we upgraded our phones. But yeah, so they looked so much better after I was done. And then the last thing we're gonna do is seal up all of the drawers using, of course, my wipe on poly. Now, please forgive me because I didn't get the footage of me actually doing it, but just know it got done. And then so with that being said, the next time you guys see me or see the next clip, you will be seeing the reveal of the finished product. I truly hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out my last upload. And with that being said, I'll see you guys very soon in my next one. Thanks for watching.